Okay, YouTube, what's going on? It's Mesa back at it with some Destiny. Alright, guys, let's talk about it. Rise of Iron. I'm going to use my movie trailer voice, man. The Rise of Iron seems to be the new expansion that's coming this fall from Destiny. Now, this image surfaced on Reddit first. I'm going to throw that on your screen right now, where it actually surfaced, and then it was quickly deleted. Okay, now here's the image itself. I'm going to put it in the bottom of your screen there. Now, first off, you see a Titan. It looks like Lord Garden Saladin. He's wielding a gigantic flaming axe. There's a couple of wolves. It looks like a snowy place, which Mesa Fail on Twitter was like, hey, that's Europa. And I'm still going on record. I think it's going to be Europa. I think we're going to Europa in some way or another, and the raid's going to be there, okay? Now, but it looks like that's the walls of the Cosmodrome. But it looks quite snowy out, and it looks like he's wearing a big old fur cloth, whatever. But I'm not here to really talk about that. We could speculate. And actually, I want you guys to talk in the comment section. Let me know what your thoughts and opinions are, if this is legit. I'm going to say I think the image is legit. I do. We're going to go through some things from Kataku. They confirm things. Now, remember, that's kind of like believing TMZ, okay? I don't really take everything they say that seriously, okay? They are Destiny fans, I know that, Kataku, but you got to take their articles with a grain of salt, okay? But I'm going to say the picture looks legit. Someone was saying on Twitter, it doesn't look right with the Bungie and Activision logos next to each other. I don't know if that's a telltale sign. I don't think this is a Photoshop. It looks legit. When you know what? I pulled out, I had a couple of Taken King posters I got from Bungie headquarters, and the Bungie and Activision logos were pretty much the same in terms of the size, but on opposite sides of the Taken King poster. But let's go in and see what Kataku is quote-unquote actually putting down the fist, saying, okay, this is true, okay? And they say they have sources. They don't say who the sources are, but they're saying they can confirm some things here. So let's jump into it. So, gonna read this verbatim. 2 sources familiar with Bungie confirm the authenticity of this poster to Kataku tonight. The Rise of Iron expansion will feature a new raid, parentheses, likely Fallen themed, and will be larger than the 2 Year 1 DLC packs, according to a source. What are these sources? Jesus. Of course, as the Taken King showed us, the amount and scale of content in a Destiny expansion can vary wildly, and it may not be fair to compare this to the previous DLCs. Remember, Dark Below, very small DLC, House of Wolves, medium-sized DLC, Taken King, a very large DLC. Then they go on to kind of address the whole fact that this thing looks so Iron Banner-ish, right? Rise of Iron, you got Lord Garden Saladin, he's clearly wearing Iron Banner gear. So they go, it's not clear how this expansion's related to Destiny's regular Iron Banner PvP event, but that appears to be Iron Banner Maestro, Lord Saladin brandishing a hammer or axe in the poster. Rise of Iron's raid is based loosely on the raid that was cut from last year's House of Wolves DLC, according to sources. At one point, Bungie had planned to launch it in April, but it was delayed a while back. Now, that last sentence I do believe to be true. If I recall correctly, IIRC, I don't have the image handy, but there was an image that when you bought the Season Pass, it mentioned the Dark Below and the House of Wolves, and it did say Raid. I don't know if it said Fallen Raid. I'm pretty sure it said Fallen Raid. Because remember, the House of Wolves obviously revolved around the Fallen. So I'm pretty, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it live while I record this, it did say Fallen Raid in it. So I do believe the raid was cut from the House of Wolves. Now it gets a little more interesting here. In January, as we reported earlier this year, Bungie moved its internal target for Destiny 2 from 2016 to 2017. We know they were correct about that. Replacing D2 in this fall slot will be Rise of Iron, although it's not clear what else Bungie will release between then and fall of next year. From what we hear, check this out. Destiny 2 was recently rebooted, with Taken King director Luke Smith taking the reins of that project in the wake of the Bungie staff reorganization. Now, I heard that through the grapevine too a little while back. Back when I heard some other rumors a little while back, and one of them was definitely that Luke Smith was kind of taking the reins in terms of I guess lead director, lead designer, something to do with like he was going to be the head dog in town. If you didn't know, the CEO left the company. I don't know if he was fired. I don't know if he left. I don't know if he was coached out. And Pete Parsons stepped up as CEO. He was the COO. Usually when companies have reorganizations like that, major changes happen. I've worked for big companies before, and I've seen it in the past when senior leadership changes. That means either something wasn't working right or there was some internal conflicts or something like that. So there might be some validity that, hey, you know what? They changed their CEO. Luke Smith is now running the show. Not a CEO, I mean, but in terms of creative director or something, whatever his role is going to be, okay? And Luke Smith is no joke. I mean, he's the guy that came up with the Vault of Glass, King's Fall, Taken King. You know, the guy he's good at what he does. However, I am still sticking to my guns from my last video where I talked about Europa and that we might get a raid on Jupiter, on Europa. I still think we're getting it. It's the only place we have not gotten. We're going to get a new destination. You know these types of DLCs, if it's a paid expansion, they're not just going to revamp. Remember, I was on the tip that it's going to be all Cabal and it's going to be Mars. Could be Cabal. Cabal have ties with Europa also, okay? But I still think we're going to get a new destination. Why can't I talk at... What time is it? 1:15 a.m. We're going to get a new destination. That destination is going to be Europa. But, however, when we see the front of this image here, that looks like the front walls of the Cosmodrome. So, I don't know. This is me babbling through this and speculating, but wanted to let you guys know my thoughts and opinions. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Make sure you leave me a comment what you guys think. So that's it, you guys. Why can't I talk? Don't you guys wish I used a script sometime? You know what? See, I love the end of the videos because I know only the true subscribers stay to the end, where I can just babble away, where I go, #made it to the end. Anyway, guys, I love you all. Drop a like in this video only if you see fit. Follow me on the Twitter @Mesa. Check out my stream, usually on YouTube. And that's it. I'm out of here like Vladimir.